Alright, folks, welcome back, everyone. 欢迎大家回来。今天是第211天. It is day 211, and we have one character from yesterday. And I believe it is... Alright. Ha, or ha, 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 ha. Man. Anyways. Good to go. Good to go. Not too bad. Okay. Get into our lesson.
编辑
编辑 编 compile and edit. Edit. The compile is fine too. 编辑编辑这本书花了很多时间书花了 interesting 书花了 editing this book took a lot of time. Wait, how does work? Interesting. Oh, it could be like a 书花了 interesting. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I don't know how that's functioning. 编辑
幽默
secluded silence. Of course, this is gonna need some time. There's a comedian in a secluded dark underground stand-up comedy bar that tells a joke. It is completely silent as the... Oh there, Bree. I'm doing pretty well. How are you? We just finished Wanikani today. Did my bit on being away for the next couple of days. What are you up to today? Let's see. Dark underground stand-up comedy bar that tells a joke. It is completely silent as the audience stares at him. It is because the comedian has no sense of humor, or is it the audience that lacks sense of humor instead? This word is actually a transliteration of the English word humor. Can you hear the similarities? This is transliteration. That's why. Yomo, humor. More. It's farther than a lot of the other ones, like Leida or Chokoli, but humor. Okay, Yomo. I can kind of hear it. Yomo. It's supposed to sound like humor. Doing all right. You were a bit tired, but you managed to take an hour nap, so I feel better now. Nice. Power napping. I like it. What are you gonna do this evening? I said something really sappy about like going out to conventions every once in a while to relive a youth, to energize the old noggin. That's what I've been thinking about lately. We'll spend this evening and tomorrow probably thinking about if I have some last minute ideas. I should really plan out my ideas. Next year will be different. I'm bringing someone along next year. Trying to get the goober to not be so secluded. You've never been to a convention or a concert or anything in that same realm? Interesting. How about a food festival or a fair, like a riverside fair or something? I used to do this very regularly, and it's... I know this is going to sound incredibly cliche, but I often use it as a way for team building. And when I mean team building, I mean like relational building. So I do social eat and like social drink and whatnot back in the day. I use it as a networking opportunity. I don't like go out and organize them, but when the opportunity presents itself, I go to practice and make part part of being human and being alive is at least somewhat be present in the moment for that. I've been to a couple of concerts in my life and like gigs and bars and stuff. It's largely due to my attachment to my best friends, and then running events. Like sporting, like where you participate in it, like obstacle course running for a couple years. Those kind of things do happen. You've been to a fair, but you guess that's about it. You missed this year, sadly. The one you usually go to in the next town over is usually in August, but this year they did it in mid-July. Didn't know. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's not, I wouldn't say it has to be extravagant, but go with a friend, just go for a walk. I remember I didn't do any of this until I was largely voluntarily. Haven't done any of this voluntarily until I was already in college, and then it was like a breath of fresh air. Though I feel oftentimes, and I talked about this a little bit, the older you get, the more experience you accumulate or attempt to accumulate, and the culturing of yourself can really take away the magic that you can't experience if you're not there. So sometimes, despite against our better judgment, I suppose, or like our we think we know everything simply by knowledge, there's something very palpable that makes you feel alive, youthful again as one ages with more and more experience, by being there, maybe even being surrounded by other people of varying ages and whatnot. And that's what conventions really do mean. And I only do this once a year for at least Otakon. So other people around me would feel like, oh, that's kind of weird because I'm old or something. It's like, that's exactly the point. You get to be young, at least momentarily, or younger in mind and possibly in body. You have no friends. Well, I mean, you and I are friendly, but we don't see each other in person. That's fair, yeah. And we really don't have in-person friends at all. You have one. You had one since 7th grade, but you kind of drifted apart. I see. Well, there are other ways. I hope they become more accessible in the future, but exchanging, not having be in person is still nice to have interactions, which we do have, right, on a regular basis. Perhaps one day it can be done virtually. I mean, it's video games seem to be a parasocial way to do some of that, or VR and all that stuff. But yeah, it sometimes, if when I was working still, whenever like a food festival comes by, like a truck food festival, I would not so subtly peruse around and like have my ears ears prepared to hear any rumors of people going to those things, and I would partake in them. There's something really life offers those things. They're very irreplaceable kind of experiences. It tends to be a very humblingly happy or meaningful event, despite some people might be like begrudgingly going. It ends up being in an experience that they typically remember. I'm gonna attempt. We've already made a promise to each other, that next year, this little goober that I knew for a couple years now, I'm gonna bring that goober along, right? See if we can get him to realize that it's not so terrifying when you have you have situations. You can place yourself in situations. Yeah, I finished the current season. Severance is not gonna return until like late 2026 or early 2027. What's next on the list? Severance is definitely probably one of the best science fiction that I've seen in my lifetime. So it's high praise. It's leading as it seems like I share the opinions of people who watch Severance. For its 2025 season 2 was 2025, so it was this year. And I saw the accolades roll in. It's the leading show right now in accolades. Pairing like Better Call Saul and Game of Thrones back then. So pretty interesting. It's my first Apple Plus TV, Apple TV Plus series. There are a couple others too, especially a comedy called The Studio, which I might watch next, possibly. Since your next question is what's next on my list, maybe a comedy. It's called The Studio. It's doing really well as well. It's on Apple Plus. Yeah, and it's probably after Otakon. I don't know. After Otakon tends to be a catalyst for things to do, so I might come back with an entirely different list and stuff. I think last year, Otakon, I watched. Oh, I think it was 2 years ago. Like for example, 2 years ago, one of the sponsors or one of the premieres at Otakon inspired me to watch Zombie 100. I think that was what it was called. It was an anime series hosted at Otakon. So we'll see. I often get inspired when interacting with people again. And Otakon tends to have very consistent staffing. The staffing is purely voluntary. So like most of the people you interact with at this convention are volunteers. They are individuals who work professionally somewhere else or maybe unemployed like myself, and they volunteer their time, right? Just for that. And oftentimes that the different makeup of the staff members who consistently arrive provides a lot of things to talk about. And I don't want to spoil anything or maybe downplay this, but Otakon is also one of the places where I kind of sound like this, like the way we're talking right now when I'm at Otakon. So it's one of the few places where we still spend most of our time talking about people's interests and catching up because it's once every year. So I do not know or have come into contact with anyone there in between the years. However, I have known most of these people for multiple years, but we only speak at that one time. So then it feels like catching up online again, right? Oh, hey, and then we would sit around, maybe occupy the same space, do some tasks, and we would catch up. And that type of catch up is very quick, like 10 to 15 minutes. I might try to do a little bit more, but usually I keep to myself quite a bit. I like watching people in their element. It can be surreal sometimes. For me, it's a surreal feeling. For others, maybe not so much. Although I do have to admit, it's probably a bit edgy to think nowadays it's probably going to be a surreal experience for most of the internet generation, because it would be the first time they would see like a place where there's like 40,000 like-minded individuals running around frantically doing things. Maybe this year we'll cross It's been record breaking every single year since, but maybe 2025 is the year we cross 50,000 attendees. Last year was approximately 46,000, right? 46,000. It's been up since the recovery from COVID, right? So 50,000. 50,000 is the number this year. Let's see how trendy it's in. I was saying it earlier. It's was originally an anime convention, and it still centers around anime, but largely now it's multicultural, multicultural celebration. In fact, I think one of the headlines is a Korean group, a K-pop, K-pop group that is going, as well as two Japanese artists, you know, and in all walks of life. I think some of the cutest are the family ones. When you have a whole bunch of you have like a family of 7, and there's 2 goobers, and then they're all like dressed in matching matching costumes. That's, you know, priceless. 95% of the time is people having a good time. Obviously, there will continue to be problems and unfortunate events happening in such a large audience, but it's really palpable to go around and just see what people are up to. It's like playing a video game, only now the video game is filled with encountering vignettes of 40,000 little pocket observations all at once. It used to be quite overwhelming, but I'm more acclimated since then, since my teenager years. I think I can quote something from what I said when I was less than 18 years old. I'm okay with one other person, but 3 is a party. That's what I used to be. Like I have problems when there are more than 2 people in the room, right? But nowadays I generally spend time, like, I don't mind getting on stage in front of like 30,000 people or something like that. It's pretty normal for me nowadays. So I like being working or doing something that involves like interacting with thousands of people at a time. Again, just as a reminder or to iterate, I work in registration, so I'm in the room that the large majority, like the 40,000 people, would have to go through. The room had like the line room, all the lines. That's where I spend like 70 to 80% of my time at Otakon. The other 20% is I'm either power napping, eating, or quickly people watching or strolling around, right? Just walking around the convention center. Usually you have like a 30-minute or an hour break. It takes like 5 or 10 minutes to eat, and then you walk around, just look at how silly human beings are. I think it's why it's so beautiful, in my opinion. It's incredibly beautiful and worthwhile to occasionally step out of the house and look at smiling people and, you know, humans doing human things. I think as a really wonderful testament to appreciating what it's like for the good as opposed to the bad, because you know, if you read a lot of news online and stuff, oftentimes you can start feeling like, well, everyone's rotten to the core, or everyone is greedy and selfish and stuff. But when you go to a convention or a concert, or like a, I don't know, an art gallery, or maybe not so much like maybe like a museum, or go to the park on a busy day or a celebratory day, it's like Christmas all the time, or like at least that's how I feel. There were times when just walking around and seeing the neighborhoods like Christmas displays. I don't trick or treat at all, but back in the day, whenever I had like a goober, you know, as a college student, there's times where you would do Halloween events and you would be chaperones to younger kids. You walk around the neighborhood, and that's what humans do. They do silly things for celebration, and it does help reinvigorate one's faith, if you will, in the goodwill nature of human eccentricity. I think sometimes really focusing on the day in and day out, the results, and constantly agonizing over numbers and metrics can dull one's perspective on life. Like, oh my gosh, I'm learning slower than this guy. I can't possibly have fun if I'm, doing this slower than the next guy, right? There's enough of that going around. Occasionally when you get a chance to go, like, I understand that I mentioned things like running events and obstacle course runs, but you have to know that while all the people in the front are competing for something, that's their jam, right? That's their jam. But I'm in the back hanging out with like the other 400 people who simply said, I want to go running today, right? So that's kind of, there's all of that. You have all that combination. So pretty wonderful if you have an opportunity. When I was a kid, my parents used to like walk along to the farmers market, or like the local farmers market. And when I was a kid, obviously I was a different person, and rarely did I have too much appreciation for that kind of thing. Nowadays, I'm older, there are things I can't do anymore, or I can try in a different way. But one of the things that are really fun is, honestly, I'm turning into my parents basically. Like, my parents like walking through the grocery store, and so do I. Like, if I was like living alone, I'd probably catch myself like, you know what? I'll just walk in a grocery store for a little bit and see see what I do. Or what's another activity? I'm starting to like slow down. My pace of life has slowed down, where oftentimes one of the stereotypes that you see in American life is always in a rush, right? You get your coffee to go and you're running. But nowadays, I would be like, well, I don't really drink coffee, but you know what? I'm here. There's a Starbucks over there. I know Starbucks is like really expensive, and I don't do Starbucks at all most of the time. I don't even drink coffee. But today is different. Like, this is one day I'm out. This might happen Otakon, by the way. When I'm walking around, it's really late. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna walk in the convenience store. Let's just go buy a bag of Doritos and eat like 2 or 3 ultra processed foods just because it's the one time of the year. Grab a Mountain Dew, and I would like just walk outside and just sit there and just take in the time, watch those people running around having the time of their lives. Like, just sit there. My life tends to slow down, juxtaposed to all the hustle and bustle around you, and it can be very eye-opening sometimes. It sounds like slowing down can make people anxious, but oftentimes that's not really how in my opinion, that's really not how the mind works. When you slow down, you also gain a very acute awareness and attention to the things around you. So sometimes it can seem like it's fast paced when you go to a convention, oh, let's do this, let's do that. But you can also breathe and sometimes it actually you achieve more for your health and wellness and appreciation for whatever you're doing when you take a breath. So for me, I'm that one guy, like whenever I'm on these things, I'm super like I'm hitting it hard, volunteering, very exhausted, but then during that like 30-minute break, it feels like a 4-hour like time dilation. We're just sipping every sip, and it's just one of my staff, one of the staff members that work with me will come by. It's like, hey, we bought some candy. It's the 8th hour or bottom of the 9th hour kind of thing. You guys went, and that those moments, they're very salient for the time being. Very small moments. Helps you appreciate the smaller things, I think. Sometimes the internet is very large or visibly, or I don't know, intellectually very large, and it can dwarf the small things. Like, what's the point of... I've heard this multiple times, and as a child, like a younger teenager, I also agreed with this. The perspective. When someone says, well, what's the point of going to an anime convention, or what's the point of going to a convention when you can do all of that without being sweaty, hot, surrounded by people, having social anxiety, having to travel, like not in the comfort of your own home. That to me is exactly why you should go to a convention every once in a while, because in my opinion, it would change your perspective on that. It would likely add to the, not like destroy that perspective, but it would add to the value of that perspective. So when you watch an anime, you'll think, oh yeah, you know what? These kids, like those guys that I met at this convention, like I wonder what they think about this. Like that kind of thing. It's a far more rare now that I spend most of my time online. So it's very acceptable and understanding that when I share these things, I don't do it very often. I only do it once a year. There are certainly more people who do it far more than I do, right? That's because of cost and other people. I actually don't have friends that we hang out regularly. And so much like you, most of the stuff that I do I'm a loner, right? But I don't want to give the false impression that being a loner means that I want to be alone. That's very different, right? It's kind of giving the false, like the other impression where a loner must be an introvert. You can be an introvert and a loner, but still have the desire to, from time to time at your expense, right, choose to hang out with people, right? Loners don't necessarily mean they want to forever live alone. Introverted doesn't mean that they don't socialize, that kind of thing. And having a bit of that spice of other things makes you appreciate things like talking. One thing, okay, I'll share one last thing. I think going to a convention is fun for the very reason that people don't want to go to a convention. And my reason, one of the biggest reasons that I like going to places where there's a lot of different people, is that I like feeling alive. It makes me feel alive. And that, what do I mean by that? Like, there are people there that can catch me off guard. They can see me when I have my ups and downs. Like, it pushes me to be a better person, or it pushes me to be more lively and more active, because I'm working and I can impact other people, so it makes me feel alive. I'm held far more accountable than online. And I know how that sounds, but this is relative, right? Accountability, in my opinion, is that it's not even all that significant how people treat what they do online, despite having disproportionate exposure online. But that whole in-person thing somehow heightens the accountability, but I think that's due to unfamiliarity. And for myself, I would tend to agree, since I spend a lot of time online. My social integrity online is still paramount because it is available to more people conceptually, right? However, I like the idea of being in a place that there's a chance that someone can surprise me, someone can disappoint me, or I can get awkward or feel imbalance, out of my element. It's like eating spicy foods when you're not into spicy foods every once in a while. It reminds you that there are still things in life that can shock you, disappoint you, and also pique you, interest you, pleasantly surprise you, make you feel things. And staying at home and being consistent and due diligence create consistent results for sure. And being online as well, more or less, actually, because of the algorithm and stuff. If your life is filled with that, it can make it feel like it's just trudging along, right? You're just drifting along sometimes. So every once in a while, going to a convention or spontaneity, right? Acts of spontaneity, or a decision that leads you to be in positions where you might get serendipitous encounters, both bad and good. That's exciting to me. Oftentimes when people say they're really anxious, nervous, I also, where there's anxious, anxiety, and nervousness, there's also excitement, right? Excitement, anticipation, subterfuge, what have you. So that's what I look forward to. I just don't know what you're gonna get. Well, within a acceptable range of things. Just don't know who you're gonna meet again, who you're gonna see, what costumes and cosplay, and even the problems, what problems I get to solve. Like, you gotta solve it there and then. There's no avoidant behavior, right? Or at least less avoidant behavior than the internet. I think the internet has made it far too convenient to normalize detachment, right? Stop listening, log off, close the window. That's very low effort. It's very consistent as well and reliable. And at the same time, I welcome an environment that may throw me off my element. That's kind of what made working in the sciences in like peak interest every like 5 years or so, when you had to start new again and then do the 5 years, right? Get into your rhythm and then again start all over again. It's kind of like skill building. After it gets a little routine, we throw it in to the mixer and then churn some more. And Otakon is that one thing. For details, I've been going to Otakon since 2007. So this is, with the exception of COVID, one of the COVID years, right, because of quarantine. Outside of that, this will be my 18th consecutive year. Yeah. And I don't know how long I've been a staff member. I think this is going to be my 5th year as a staff member. That's how they recruit, by the way. If you visit Otakon or any convention in general, actually, in the United States, most of their staff members and stuff probably came from the idea that they were attendees at first. I still remember 2007. Man. 2007. Oh, still in high school. Wait, no, just kidding. I was second year. Second year, I was a sophomore in college. I was a sophomore in college. Went with my now still best friends, actually. My now still best friends. Alright, sorry. Got a little nostalgic there for a moment. Thinking of those moments may also make you want to reconnect with old friends, right? Maybe I'll do a little bit more of that in the future. Growing old, it really does make you do that. I have big plans for my 40s in my life. We're gonna start. I know it sounds like I'm about to die or something. I promise I think at least I'm healthy, and I don't know for sure, but I don't think I have any terminal illnesses at the moment. But I am gonna start working on like my bucket list when I turn 40 in another year and a half. We'll start doing the midlife crises stuff, becoming becoming a midlife person. Maybe write a book, publish a couple things, make something to leave legacy behind. There's gonna be a lot of interesting things. For now, 30 is the new, 30 is still fine. Daijoubu desu, right? Alright, yo more. Alright. So I'm supposed to hear humor, and that's just gonna how we're gonna go. 他没有幽默感。
他没有幽默感。
Interesting. Yeah, I highly recommend Severance. Severance is such an exceptional show. Boy, howdy, season 2. Season 2 was very different from season 1, but it's impeccable. What an impeccable show. Gonna have to be another 2 years before, roughly like at least another year and a half to 2 years before I see the next season. Gotta sober up.
幽默
No more. I might even rewatch it.
宝库
宝库. Bao Ku, treasure. Treasure. Ooh. The heck? It's a warehouse? Oh. Treasure trove. I see. Oh, treasury. Treasury makes sense. A treasure house. 这个图书馆是什么？知识 No. What is this? Bugle. Yeah, 知识的宝库。
这个图书馆是知识的宝库。
宝库
Oh, well, I'll share about that another time. There might be a chance that one of the silly goobers that I know, there's gonna be another reason to get back on the Spanish. Fun
红润
times. Fun times. I forgot what Rudy means. Oh, like reddish. Okay. 红润 red rune. Be like red? Or no, that's moist. Oh, that's moist. Red. Right. The mouth thing, Rudolph. Mouth, yes. Okay, yes. Rudy. Rosie. Okay. 脸色红润. Right, Rudy complexion. Okay.
红润，
红润。
有乳，
有如. Ru, just like, be like, just like this. Just like, be like this. Be like. Okay. 天空有如. 天空有如 e something. Let's say e 一间边 maybe 夫 maybe 花. Oh no, this is 花. 花. 间. Dang it, it's 福. It's a 福.
天
Okay.
空犹如一幅画，
一幅画. Okay, so it takes on the principal right. Okay, fair enough. We didn't get that counter yet. 有如
有乳，
有如.
编辑，
编辑.
有乳，
有如.
幽默，
幽默.
红润，
红润.
宝库，
宝库. Okay. 暂停. Oh, I don't know if you're still listening, Bree. The rapid eye movement thing, from like the LaRoche character, like the actor. I know that that seems like a neurological, like the actor has a neurological thing, but eye wandering is also the reason why I really liked that character, which I keep thinking about, is that they wrote a character that was high functioning. And one of the characteristics that I understand that I do, and I've had many comments about it, especially it's interesting because there are a lot of people who think that they're they have ADD or ADHD or variants of that, but oftentimes high functioning people have wandering eyes. Like that's one of the patterns. A lot of times when you need to think about something, I look away. I like look up, I look down. I kind of like swirl my eyes around. That happens a lot. And then sometimes in order to stop my eye wandering, I would close my eyes instead. So those are the types of habitual natures. And the reason why I still think about that character today is because it's interesting that the character they wrote, especially the two characters, the roles that he has, were people who are high functioning, despite their like particular backgrounds. They're very eccentric. LaRoche was made and written as a very eccentric character, despite the monotone quality and stuff. Like he had pets and things that contrast with this thing. And even his one episode in House, he played an eccentric, someone who is very high functioning when it comes to their talk. So I hope to see some other roles that LaRoche, that actor, has. Um, uh, Pruitt Taylor Vince, right? But it is a not that it's neurologically the same thing, perhaps, but wandering eyes happen quite a lot when one is incredibly high functioning. So whenever you're thinking very hard, you would probably like, I don't know, stare at the ceiling, or eye contact is kind of a thing that at least I work on a lot. So when I'm like looking at the camera and whatnot, those things are minor. Like they're for a split fraction of the time that my eyes would wander when I'm thinking of things. So like the whole rapid eye movement thing, going back and like looking left and right in no apparent reasons, there is a reason to it oftentimes, and that usually deals with either going, you look up, but I'm not actually looking up. I'm looking upstairs into the mind palace, right? When you're looking for things, so you're not actually looking at a person or at an image that you're literally looking at. You're looking at what you see in your mind. So it's more of a mind's eye thing. So several times people made a comment like, what are you looking at? And I'm like, no, I'm not looking at anything particular. I'm looking at what's up here most of the time. So whenever I need to look for a 江亭, I'm looking for it, but my eyes are usually looking up or down or something, somewhere else, and that is very coincidentally relatable when you're writing a character that is high functioning. They tend to wander a lot, and I mean, in Mentalist, Jane's character wanders a lot. He might seem like on camera, but he would wander. You would look, you would process things fairly quickly, you would keep scanning and looking for things, right? That's one of the reasons why symptomatically you could convince yourself, or maybe a professional would perhaps have difficulty distinguishing between someone who's simply functioning really well, or fairly manageable, and then the difference between ADD and ADHD and high functioning things. Is the person hyper focusing or being utterly distracted? When you look away with rapid eye movement, one can be doing separate things. And I, for one, for lack of a better word, there is a lot of rapid eye movement when away from a person, when I'm thinking very, very hard. When I'm maintaining eye contact, it is not because I'm making eye contact. It's the slight intent of doing or executing a pragmatic purpose most of the time, and it can be a little bit off-putting because my natural state is I would be talking to someone without looking at them, and that's something I had to work on at a very young age. I spent most of my time understanding that there are people who prefer eye contact in like the culture that I grew up in, where you would have to make eye contact, right, in order to achieve a certain empathy or resonance when you're talking. However, my natural state is I rapidly talk and form ideas when not looking at a person. So like when I'm around on a table and there's like 6 people, I would look in the middle of the table and I would listen to all 6 conversations and go back and forth between the conversations. You might be saying, well, you obviously can't pay attention to all 6 conversations at once. It's like, yes, there's no such thing as simultaneous processing like that. You would try to find moments to go back and forth. If a conversation is flowing a specific way, then you can spend a bit of that time on a different conversation and you will still piece together all the conversations. Or you get completely overwhelmed. And that's another symptom, right? Or another byproduct or symptom of ADHD or ADD, if you listen to people where they would instead decide to isolate their stimulus because there's too much stimuli going around. And that was my kid version. Whenever I said to tie into like Otakon and stuff, I can handle one person when I was younger, but when there's two people, that's two conversations. That's one too many conversations. It and you might be thinking, well, you can handle two conversations, right? It's like, well, in the old days when I was younger, there were too many thoughts going about with only one conversation. There's too many like interfering thoughts because I had so many questions. Now, the older I got, the more experience I got with permutations and different forms of conversation. So then it became less and less overwhelming. So then I can handle one conversation, then two, then three, then four. I prepare for it. I know a lot of things that I have to say and do before going to Otakon. I've been there for several years, and now I know and have experience. So the more experience I have, the less and less it becomes overwhelming. So, yeah, lots of thoughts, but those thoughts don't take up a lot of resources. So then I spent more and more time trying to take in more resources, and that whole like perception of introversion disappears, so to speak. Yes, it takes a lot of energy, but having complicated topics about like science and chemistry becomes less and less overwhelming when you spend a lot of time having conversation about it. And that's kind of how I want to introduce people when they believe they have, I don't know, ADD, ADHD, I don't know, social anxiety, what can be potentially a lifetime of avoidant behavior, and like accepting that you're somehow crippled, like crippled in a figurative way, like mentally, in addressing these things. Practice scalability, easing can lead to a lifetime of rewarding progress without the envy or jealousy of people who can do that, right? I started with one person. I could barely have a conversation with someone. Like, I still remember when I was 13 years old, we moved into a new environment, and someone would like ask a question, and I would have like 40 different questions for them. So instead of trying to approach it like that, I just didn't talk to people. Like when someone asked me something like, "Oh, you look different," and immediately I'm like, I have like 400 different things to say to you, and I can't organize my thoughts to say any of that. So I just decide to say, okay. And you start with that. That's what I have to say to many people who have social anxiety nowadays, or think they have like chronic social anxiety. If you are nervous, you have a lot of thoughts, but those thoughts are not sorted in a way that is built on experience and practice, in my opinion. With experience and practice, wherever your starting point is, it allows you to filter and take control, or at least have increasingly more control over this stuff. So if all you can say is hi, go say hi, or attempt to go say hi once a day. Then say more than hi. Say, how are you? And then ask yourself, are you able to ask a question? Which type of question would you ask first? And then you build from there. Then you build people and build things. And you go from, for myself, barely having one friend that knew me because I had the capacity to express myself, to I get to decide how many friends I want. Right? That sounds a little arrogant, but now it's beautiful when you get a chance to tell yourself, I like the friends I have now. If I want to go make more, I'll go make more. As opposed to, this is as much friends I can have, and only luck gave me these friends. I have no control over what kind of friends I may have around me and the people I may have around me, because I don't know, I have social anxiety, attention deficit, etc., or you're introverted. I think I can end up, if I describe my teenage self, it would fit the profile of many people who think they do. And I still don't think those, I still think all those properties exist in me, but they certainly don't show themselves and present themselves like they used to. So it's kind of interesting interacting with young people nowadays, like especially ones that grow up on the internet, and whenever they describe their things, I do this Jan I do this Jane thing, the mentalist thing, right? Where I would say something, spend like 2 or 3 hours talking to them, and after a while they would say like, why does it just sound like you're reading my mind and doing like talking and describing my life? I'm like, because I'm describing my life, not my adult life, like right now. The thing I did was I extrapolated my experiences. You take those experiences and do convergence and data collecting, right? You observe, you pay attention to the person's speaking patterns, and just so happens, if you deliberately place yourself in an environment in which you self-select people based on your own expression, you're able to predict what the other person's going to do or have done or likely thought of. And that's kind of what the mentalist was about. You use your observational skills. You also have control over how you run into people. So you set all the stages in order to get the person in an environment. Either they self-select themselves into an environment that you know a lot about, or you ask exactly the questions that allow you to ascertain their behavior. So nowadays, when I talk to a young person, I can choose whether to quote unquote read their mind or explain to them how I know this logically, because my younger self is coincidentally, not for the same reason, like the same environmental impacts, but it ended up creating the same symptoms or same observable behaviors, like being antisocial, or not really antisocial but avoidant, right? Avoidant, being overwhelmed by conversation, even singular one-to-one person conversation. I think at minimum, in my opinion, at minimum, someone who is reaching adolescence should hopefully be able to handle a conversation with one other person, be able to filter and deterministically decide on 2 or 3 different course of actions while having a conversation, holding a conversation with someone, because you want to at least be able to minimally express what's on your mind, be able to tell people in order for what's going on, in order for them to even determine if you need help or not. If you don't like to ask for help, that's perfectly fine, it's your prerogative. But without the ability to express, communicate, and have nonverbal cues, someone would not be able to help you despite you being, knowing what's going on. So that's kind of one of those things. At least I don't truly believe you have no one around you, Bree. But at the same time, at least one person. I talk about these things quite often, and the the underlying thing is I wasn't necessarily doing any predictions, right? To quote Jane all the time, there's no such thing as psychics. Perhaps up to it's kind of hot take, so take it with a grain of salt. But I personally do not believe there is those type of things because I don't understand it, right? It's difficult for me to believe in things I don't understand. So there you have it. However, for that moment, it is very, very possible to make it feel like you're reading someone's mind but it's more being incredibly actively perceptive, which is what Jane does all the time. Jane's like, it's not really about being psychic, about being attentive and using and practicing being observant. And Otakon gives a very good opportunity to practice those skills, because in my position, my voluntary position, I need to solve people's problems. Solving people's problems require that you are perceptive, right? So yeah, and it feels great. It almost feels like an egomaniac for a minute. I'm kidding, but I totally relate to Jane when it feels very satisfying, quote unquote, to know what's going on, but at the same time, being shocked and surprised is the most beautiful thing that can happen to someone that spends most of their time predicting, expecting, and observing. And the end of Mentalist was that, when he told Lisbon, right? Lisbon was like, "Are you surprised?" He's like, "Actually, yes," because he was emotionally compromised once again. And that's very human. Going to Otakon is pretty much that too. There's a chance I can be emotionally clouded. Like, being tired is the thing that happens the most, that emotionally clouds me. So forgetting stuff because I'm tired is the most normal thing that happens to me. Not like talking to someone or meeting someone that I admire or something like that. Those things, I don't experience those things very often. But tired is the most mundane explainer to, making mistakes. It's like, why did you make mistakes? Well, I was tired. Well, okay. All right, anyways. 暂停. Jiang was what? Temporary stop to pause. Fair enough. To suspend. 我们需要暂停一下. Okay. Fair enough. Pause for a moment. 暂停.
暂停，
暂停. Oops.
抬头，
抬头. Wasn't there another 抬头? Oh, that was Japanese. Okay. 抬头. How did Tai work? Right. Stretch up. And then head to lift the head. Makes sense. 抬头. 他抬头看着星星。抬头。
抬头，专辑，
专辑. Another album instead of using 画. Okay. 专辑. Special 辑 edit album. Special edit of an artist is recorded. Okay. Like an LP. 这是他的新专辑. And it looks like it usually deal with music, as opposed to the other album was dealing with pictures.
专辑，
专辑.
利润，
利润. Profit. 润 moist elements of profit. That fills your bank, making it moist in cash and full of life, as opposed to dry, barren, and bankrupt. Yeah, makes sense. 利润. 我们今年没有利润. RIP.
利润，
利润.
暂时，
暂时 temporary time, which is temporary. 这只是暂时的解决 解决办法，解决办法。呃啊
暂时
It's like I'm pushing out a, a big one.
暂停
暂停，
利润
利润，嗯，
暂时
暂时，
抬头
抬头，
专辑
专辑，专辑。Oh, that's kind of loose. That's kind of loose.
水库
水库，water warehouse, water reservoir, water storage. 水库是用来，水库是用来 something something 卷 something 卷水的地方。I don't know what that is. 厨 interesting. 厨 Chucky in the living room. Slenderman word. Wow. Elder and her son and a son.
水库
Cool. Water reservoir.
幽暗
Yoan. Yes. Secluded, dark, gloomy. What was the other gloomy word? I don't remember anymore. It does use an though. Yeah, I think. Yoan. 这个地这个地下室很幽暗。Oh, ground below room basement 啊，地下室
这个地下室很幽暗。
幽暗
幽暗
幽暗，
抬头挺胸
抬头挺胸抬头挺胸。So we can put it together now. 抬头 to lift the head, and then stretch out the chest to chest out, head up, chest out. Got it. Okay. Stand tall. Oh, chest out, chin up. Okay. Yeah. 请走路 yeah 请走路抬头挺胸 what does my mom say? 偏 oh, it's more like 偏 or like 像 what would be it? 被降 or 降被降被挺胸挺胸 maybe like straight back chest out, right? Straight back chest out, or like so you like straighten up your back and then your chest is stretched out and walk forward instead of like using the head, but it's more like the back and the chest. But interesting. I was trying to translate, but bandika dik pian dik bandik like straight, back straight, chest forward. 抬头挺胸
抬头挺胸，
抬头挺胸. I don't know why 头 is kind of like so short there, but 抬头挺胸. What is this? Head up, chest out is good enough, right?
盆
Pun? I can pun a basin. Oh no, we're going into geographical stuff now. Basin. Okay, so what's the difference between a basin and a bed? Okay, a basin. A basin is a depression in the earth. Oh no, it's another depression in the Earth's surface. Often bowl-shaped that can be formed by various geological processes like erosion. Oh no, okay. But it's not a gully. A gully is like sharper and narrower, right? It's not so much of a valley. And then a basin is in the context of, I think, next to water of some sort. Oh no. Yeah, usually water. Bodies of water. Okay. Patrick is inside. Okay. Oh, Patrick is inside the sick ward of the infirmary, where he's recovering from some injuries. He is a starfish. He sits on his sick bed, making a makeshift basin. Oh, okay. To play with. He does this by putting a dish down, then cutting up a bunch of fins with his sword and gluing them to the side of the dish to make a wall to form a deep basin. Patrick then washes his pink starfish hands in the basin he created. Alright, fair enough. With the sword. I mean, I can imagine it, so fine. Pun? Let me guess. It can be clicked. Oh no. Oh, it isn't. I thought pun and pun. No. Yeah, pen pan. I thought pen pan might have been the thing. A basin tray. Lian pen. Wash basin. Interesting. Lian. Oh no, lian pen. A wash basin. Oh yeah, that type of wash basin. Oh yeah, those basin things. Pen D. I think this is the land version, and then plant. Pen zai. Potted plant. Okay, fair enough.
盆
Basin is the reason why I said pan is I think basin can also be like a tray or like those things, like those like really flat. That's why I thought maybe pun. Oh, but it could be an object. That's why they're not together, because then it would be just panzi and panzi. Interesting. It makes me think of the washing basins, those like old school feudal dynastic period basins where you have like a wet towel in there kind of situation. Now I only can think of it being kind of being surrounded by cut off fins, as opposed to the
漏
geological feature. Liu, to leak. Oh, luo, a luo. Liu, yeah, liu to. Yeah, Lil to leak. I feel like we have a leak. Or was that wave? I think I'm thinking of wave. Okay, Legolas. Let's go. Legolas is in the bathroom of the bakery. Go on. Trying to fix a hole that is leaking, which sprays water all over the bakery bathroom tile floor. It is leaking because it is raining outside. Okay. He gets a flag that has a picture of a croissant on it. Nice. And uses that to plug the leaky hole by stuffing it in with the tip of an elven arrow he has. Nice. Well played. Well done. To leak air. Liu. Liu T. Liu Shui. Liu is. And then Liu Dong. How does that dong work?
Lo.
Oh, Luo, not. Oh, excuse me. I'm a little tired. Luo, not Liu. Luo. Oh, it was Luo. I kind of thought there might have been a difference between Luo and Luo. Or is there no Luo? What would be Legolas office building? There's gotta be a Luo, right? Oh, that just becomes low then. What? I'm gonna have to think about this. If this is law, then what is law? But I don't think I've seen this yet. Huh. Legolas and office building.
Pen.
And
Lo.
oh, Lo. Yeah, Lo. Just kidding. Just kidding. It's fine. It's fine. Lo. Yeah. So, I'm having mix hearing. This is Lo. This is Lo. Lo. Alright. I'll go check later, I suppose.
水库.
Okay, cool. I really don't know how to spell reservoir. Okay. Okay.
幽暗.
You'll what? Oh. What? Oh, I deleted the wrong. Oh my gosh, it's asking for meaning.
Hai.
抬头行动行凶 Okay. That's 4. 10 to O. Oh my gosh, lack is to O. Okay. Alright. Okay. Kirby is in the bathroom of the pawn shop, hiding from the taxman who are banging on the bathroom door. Okay. In the pawn shop. They stuff bill after bill under the door, each showing how much Kirby owes from not paying his taxes as the owner of the pawn shop. Kirby refuses to pay. Instead of sucking in and swallowing the bills, I don't owe nothing. He screams. Okay. Well, Kirby doesn't really say anything, but... Okay. It's okay. Trying to think if I could mix this up with lack. I think we're okay. Sucking and swallowing. Sucking in and swallowing. It could be the other way around. Like Kirby dashed to the bathroom of the pawn shop. He's hiding from the pawn shop owner that's giving him a bill for what he owes for accidentally like breaking stuff, you know, because Kirby tends to break stuff. All that sucking and, you know, I owe you. 欠条. No, I owe you. 欠条. Oh, it is to lack. 欠缺. Yeah, lack. 欠缺. Oh, there it is. 哈欠. Laugh. Or lack ha. 我欠. So we're gonna get Yan
欠
from yesterday. I forgot ha, and haha is the only thing I have until ha qian. Oh,
饭
fun. Not non-specific. What do we have? Fa and zhi for that particular character. Yi zhi. Frodo is in the bathroom in the pawn shop. Slacking off from work, okay. Suddenly the ceiling opens up and Zoro slides. Oh no, it's a Zoro slide again. Oh, poor Frodo. Frodo has been twice now the victim of Zoro. Zoro slides down in front of him while he sits on the toilet. He gives Frodo a spray. It is non-specific spray. It's not clear what exactly it does. In fact, it is called non-specific spray. What? How about we just play on the Zoro thing, right? He non-specifically, for whatever reason, non-specifically sprayed a Z as opposed to like write a Z on Frodo somehow. Or maybe Zoro slides in like in the bathroom while Frodo is still using the bathroom, and he just decided non-specifically to spray the Z onto his bathroom stall door for whatever reason, not non-specific reason.
饭
Oh, but there's nothing about the pawn shop. Maybe the spray came from the pawn shop.
蒸
Oh no, he's slacking from work. That's right, he's slacking. Jun. Jun lines up with to contend or contest. Struggle. Jun. Still Jun. Okay. James Bond is in front of the English manor, sitting on the lawn, where he struggles to get a dead finger. James Bond that is stuck in his cleats out. He struggles with the pen to try to pry it loose, but fails. His face is sweaty from the ever rare England sun, as he really struggles to get the finger loose. Okay. I think that is okay. Okay. All right.
蒸
Okay.
Chai
Okay. Chai. Oh, that looks very suspiciously like Zhi. Okay. Chai. Take apart. I mean, when you break something, you're kind of taking it apart. To tear apart, you're kind of breaking too. Chai. Charlie Brown is in front of the high school where he works with a finger to take apart a hoe that they found on the high school lawn. Each piece, once taken apart, is dropped onto the high school lawn. In fact, there are many hoes, and they take apart each one Perhaps it's some sort of homework assignment. How about Charlie Brown is in front of the high school where he is in detention, or he was unlucky and then got roped into taking apart hose, right? Taking apart hose, and he manually with his fingers, with everyone he takes off, takes apart, he drops it in somewhere on the high school lawn because he doesn't need a reason. He's just being punished. Or maybe some sort of homework assignment. Oh, to break up. Oh, interesting. Sun. To pick apart and then disperse. To break up. Makes sense. To tear down. Tai Chu. Ohio. Jimmy. Yan Yu. Wait. Oh. Yes. Thanks. I read it entirely different, but the meaning is still the same. It feels like there are particles missing is probably why, but yeah. How are you doing, Timmy?
Hi.
Let's see. Genki? Good to hear.
Ooh.
Summer is hot. I guess summer hot. What? Natsu wa atsui? Natsu wa atsui. But yeah. How hot is it? Yeah, kakaru desu ka? How hot, or like how hot is it? I don't actually know. Maybe we use tendo. Tendo wa kakaru desu ka? Exceeding 100 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Oh, dang. Yeah, atsui. Atsui desu ne. Otto. Mecha atsu. I don't know what it's like here. It is 82 degrees Fahrenheit, although it is in the evening right now. 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh, okay, filthy. Oh, chikai, no? No. Kitanai, no. Kitanai. Walter White is in front of the bakery. We're using the bakery. Walter White is in front of the bakery trying to clean a filthy handle that is covered with stuff. If you come to a dirty place, yeah. He puts it on the ground and sprays it with the garden hose. The filth slowly washes off and goes into the grass. Oh yeah, that's kind of fine. Maybe it's sprayed with some, it's covered with some white stuff, but it's definitely definitely not that stuff. It's more like flour, He's in front of the bakery. Does this mean you didn't come? Kitanai. Oh, different kitanai. Out of context. Kitanai is also no. Sort of. Kinai. You didn't actually come. I'm not sure about kitanai. Maybe it's if you're being proper. No. Cause that's I don't know what a conjugation would do to add ta like that. When you said didn't come, that's past tense. Past tense. Kita is not a proper conjugation of kiru. Unless like kita is some weird thing. But that's kiru. So you either didn't come would be like kinakata. Or kinai. Kinai would be the present tense. Or actually, and now that I think about it, it might actually be irregular. So maybe it is kita when it's irregular. It's irregular. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, kitanai. Oh, I think it's kinai, though. Yeah, and then kinakata would be the other one. Oh, wait. I think we might be thinking about different kinais, different puns. This is a weak spot for you, not 100% knowledgeable on conjugation like this. Well, the problem is you're making 4 different puns at the same time. But the not the problem. Not the problem is that since you have kanji, I know which key you're talking about. But the kinai that I'm thinking of and the kinakata that I'm thinking of is where, to wear, not kiru. Or iru. No. Kuru, sorry, not kuru. I think kuru is just completely different. Kuru is... It is kita for pass, but it's kinai. Yeah, no, konai. Yeah, konai for negative. Because you picked a regular one. You picked the irregular one. Kuru is irregular, so I didn't think it would use a traditional ending. But kita is for pass though. So maybe. Konai is the negation. And then nakata. Nakatta is the past tense thing, so it's like weird. It's a irregular. So I wouldn't blame you for regardless, because kudu is just weird. It can be ku, ki, or ko for the same verb. It's always kudu. But its conjugation is not. Yeah, you're right. So if you mean... okay. Yeah, the conjugation can involve ki, yeah, ki and ko. Sorry, I misread your statement. Your statement, it's all that character is always kudu. Or like it's not even kudu. That character is always dai. Or actually, I don't even know if that character stands alone. If it's next to do, it's always ku. If that makes sense. It's only ki when it's next to something else, and it's only ko when it's next to something else. If it's next to nai, it's ko. And then when it's like in a Nihon wo kuru seyo. I guess, yeah, I would read it as kuru. Yeah, there. I don't know what the seyo part is for. But yeah. And then when it's like, for example, that character is dai, when it's next to, like, I don't know, gaio, gaidai. Gaidai is so this character is a lot of things. When you're asking what the read is on this character, this character is all of these things. It's also dai. Seiyo is a form used to indicate command or very strong suggestion. Okay. I see. So you're just using things that are okay. I think you're using a lot of things that you might not. HanziHero, which means surrender. That's fine. You were watching this World War II training film, and one of the words was Kosanseo. Okay. Shiro. Shiro is the older version, but interesting that they had Seo in that. Interesting. Or just Yo. Yo is okay. But yeah. Interesting. World War II film, huh? Kitanai is this. This is Kitanai. So before you started doing the pun, this is Kitanai. It's dirty. Is what I was saying. Kitanai. The context is here. So, not hai. I think if we're gonna go with, if you're gonna go with like trying to do narrations, probably just so. So is probably hai feels really weird. It's like you're saying yes it is, and I'm like, well, I'm not. It's not. You're not telling me it is. I'm telling you it is. I actually, that's a weird feeling now. That's kind of weird that I feel this way now, but it's it's like the Japanese thing. 30 feet. Go go bathe in the shower. Go take a shower. But your feet. It's just your feet. Maybe arai. Arau. Interesting. Take a shower just to wash your feet. Interesting. Ashi is. Yeah. Ashi is. You're missing. You would say ashi wa kitareta. Which is like my feet were past tense feet dirty, and then shawa o obite kudasai is please go take a shower. It reminds you of that. It's all, yeah, that's all. Obite is to it's shawa o obiru or abiru. Obiru, abiru. I think it's abiru. It's to take a shower. The whole fat phrase is to take a shower. Abiru, just ah. Yeah, ashi is feet. Yeah. Handle, washing, lots of white powder, hose. Okay. Dirty. Okay. What was this? Bunch of bills. Yeah.
欠
Tian. Okay. Pleats. Yeah, okay.
争
Young. Struggle. Take a shower equals valley plus water. How fitting. Valley plus water. Yeah. Valley plus water. It is indeed fitting. Or okay. It's closer to bathe. But bathe is also valley plus water. What do you bathe in? You bathe in a valley with water.
Fun.
Non-specific. X. Oh, this is whole. Okay.
拆
Hanji is logical. You learn this on a computer brain. Hanji is logical. Sometimes. Hanji is logical sometimes. Most of the time, I suppose. Most of the time, people try to make it logical. Through abstraction. The particular example that you picked did. Like kitanai is not logical, unless you make it logical. What is it? Ground? Right. Wait. What? Oh. What was it? The handle. Ground. Spray. Oh.
Ooh.
Your Japanese have been your single biggest Chinese aid? Interesting. That's good to know. I mean, like, I feel similarly. Alright, let's do our reviews.
画
Oh, they probably... Oh, they didn't do that either. I wonder which ones they decide to use for that one. We'll find out. Try a couple of synonyms. Couple primary and secondary meaning. Let's see. You're always the but. That character look familiar? It's in Bunka. Yeah, it's in Bunka. Oh. And that's where I entered a bunch of secondary meanings, and one of them was culture. And then the other one was change. But they used a different thing. So I gotta remember what other meanings there are. Let's see. This is ground. Oh, 拜访.
伸手
我伸手关灯。
You could say Chinese has a lot of characters. Yeah, they do have a lot of characters.
礼拜
礼拜。
我下个礼拜会在那里。
逃跑
他成功的逃跑了。
一旦
我们完成这项工作，就可以休息。
一旦 once 哪里 location yeah 哪里 so what did they go with here? Spoon and a leader. Spoon and Slender Man. Yeah, what did they use? Transform. Oh. Intriguing. I added change, but... I added to change, but apparently they discern between change and to change. Shun... Gray rack, wire fence.
山沟
Jungle.
那条山沟通往深山。
水沟
他在水沟里找到了一个东西。
Oh no, that's by phone. That was a fence, right?
借 拜访
How are your
我应
studying
该去拜
going?
访他。
How's your Chinese and Japanese studying going? What have you done lately? What is any highlights? It's been a while.
元旦
元旦是新年的第一天，
乘客
乘客要注意安全。
延伸
道路延伸到市中心，
办 筹 政府
他在政府工作。
累
Oh.
乘坐
他乘坐飞机去中国。
抓狂
他的态度让人抓狂。
You watch EYE entirety of a movie I watched in Japanese with English subtitles in Chinese on Red Note. It was an interesting experience. I see. What did you watch? You couldn't make out a lot, but you did understand a small number of words. What did you watch?
逃走
他从后门逃走了。
练 聊
It was an adventure movie. You can say in whisper if you want. No, that's okay. That's okay. I'll take it. An adventure movie, huh? Interesting.
猜 上 甲
Actually, there being no subtitles, quite an experience. I can imagine. I can imagine.
盘
YOLO?
擦
Okay.
呆
It's gone. Oh,
湿度
got it back.
我喜欢低湿度的天气。
脱下
在室内时，应该脱下帽子。
Excuse me.
迟疑
人生苦短，不要迟疑。
One construction you did catch was... Okay. Or hesitate. Okay.
眼镜
他买了一副眼镜。
我叫 oh yeah. 我叫 or perhaps like 我的名字是你姓你先 or 你姓谁 or 你姓什么 or is there others? Yeah, it depending on whether the person's responding or asking or suggest. Yeah, if you're the speaker or the answer. Spade. What are we doing here?
戴上
他戴上了太阳镜。
我叫something Shi something. That's an interesting name. Unfortunately, I don't know the other two characters. What that person's name is. Yeah, start in it. That doesn't help. No, there aren't any tone markers. Yeah, the second one is sure for sure, but the other two don't have any tone markers. Interesting name. Dollhouse, alter. Dollhouse, alter, and thread. Oh, Oh, no. Yellow? Oh, what I think it is.
去 百
oh boy. I lost it. Let's see. Pleats. Silk. Oh, I remember the other one though. I remember the other one. This one though. Pleats. Brown. Silk. Armpit. Attached to Chu. I'll pass until I can think of something else. Okay.
类型
我不喜欢那种类型的人。
老婆
我爱我老婆。
尾垃圾袋
你们有垃圾袋出售吗？
外交官
他是一名美国外交官。
高层
高层公寓。
High rise or penthouse? Okay. Sure. High rise. Go with the high rise.
俩豆腐
这家餐厅的豆腐很新鲜。
Yellow?
味
Um, nope. Okay.
粮食
粮食是人们生存的基本需求。
晒太阳
晒太阳有助于放松身心。
灰维他命
水果是天然的维他命来源。
Whoa. Whoa. I typed the wrong thing there. Whoa. That was a unexpected typo.
号码
你的电话号码几号？
俗话
这是一句老俗话。
Okay, we're back to this. No, this isn't the one that I. It's the cleats that are kicking my butt here. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's her. Okay.
法
Okay. And then this is, Nong. Oh, no. Zhong, not Nong. What is this? We could skip to Dao, but what are you? Not zombie, right? Oh, it is zombie. Hmm. Yellow? Okay, that didn't work. Accidentally added G there. Okay, so I need to remember what is the oh.
确是
他很努力，却是没有得到好成绩。
It's like cheer, like nevertheless. Nevertheless, even if. Alright.
归还
我需要归还我的图书馆书籍。
以锻炼
早上是锻炼的好时间。
锻造
他们在锻造金属。
Melt and create. I guess it still ends up being create or something.
低矮
这张桌子很低矮。
既然
既然这么晚了，你还是回家吧。
Wait. I found this out and then now it's gone again. Because I messed up the huh. Oh.
缓和
这药可以缓和疼痛。
Or slowly come to harmony. Oh, how does that slowly recover? Ease is what they're looking for. All right.
落冷冻
这些冷冻蔬菜可以做成汤。
The heck? Oh, I typed a 3 instead of a 2. All right, so how does this work? Don't remember what way. there's words, not the other way. There's so many ways. Hmm. Not the hello one. This one might be a block. Wait. Does the word have to? I don't know what the word. Oh, it's to call. That's why I remember hello. Okay. Wait. How did that work? Oh, because of the hallucination stuff.
存货、
那不在我们的存货中。
Forge, yeah, Forge works too. Actually, that would have been better.
冻结、
这段水管冬天会冻结。
染、动物园、
动物园里有很多动物。
倡议、
他倡议了一个很好的主意。
This is way too. Way being.
胃病、
我的胃病让我没有胃口。
Way being is to stomach illness. Oh, yeah, you're right. Stomach. Oh, you know what? I don't know the way. Oh, I can kind of see how I would get them. So we should tie them together then. So Way, he's hallucinating, so he's hearing things call him while his stomach is. And then there was also. Is there any other? I think Way might also, if he's calling, he's also saying hello, right? So we gotta link them all together. My head. Put them in the same room.
尊、纵、
Wait. Oh, I typed the wrong. Okay, it's fine. Ease. What? Oh, that's ya. Dong ya. Dong ya.
棒、
What in the world is that? Okay.
匹配、
我们要找到匹配的颜色。
东亚、
中国是东亚的一部分。
Oh no. Oh no. I don't know which one this is. Oh, wait. I think I know which one this is.
描述、
言语无法描述它的美丽。
Oh, I guess describe is better than dictate. 放映 oh, I again wrote Thai. What the heck was I thinking?
法官、
这位法官很公正。
Wait. Hmm.
无匹、
这是一件无匹的艺术品。
宣、提倡、
他提倡环保生活。
Initiate. Bring up. Okay, bring up and initiate is fine. To advocate, to promote. I think to bring up is fine. Or even to mention. Let's mention a little bit less, but that's fine.
肯定、
我肯定汉字很有趣。
Oh, affirm. I don't think I'll ever think of affirm by habit.
火灾、
昨天晚上发生了一场大火灾。
父亲、
他对父亲很尊敬。
What? Fun. Oh, that's not Jing.
丢脸、
老师公开批评了我，好丢脸。
放音 no 放声大哭。
放声大哭。
当他听到坏消息时，他放声大哭了。
Wait.
丢失、
我丢失的一双袜子。
大叔、
他是我的大叔。
Not that. Oh no. I forgot. Oh wait, I do remember.
压、高、
What? Oh, okay. The heck? Shellfish, cowboy, and Slender Man. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, I messed up the 4. It's 房价. 房价. No, 放假. Hmm. What? Oh. Situation or case or condition?
状况，
状况. Okay.
熊，君，优越，
他总觉得自己比别人优越。
优越. What? 优越. Huh.
售票处，
他在售票处买了2张车票。
Clear out. 他总结的自己比别人哦。
差，房价，
这里的房价很高。
交换，
交换意见。
足球，
他们正在踢足球。
洗手间，
请问洗手间在哪里？
拉票，
他们正在街头拉票。
Grab a ticket. Take ticket. Ticket. It's like to like campaign. Oh. Okay. That's fine. Not票. That's okay. That's a mix. Makes sense for the campaigning thing.
行，切，藏，黄瓜，
你吃黄瓜吗？
建造，
这座大桥是由工程师们建造的。
孔，
that was a typo.
深
Oh, express. Okay.
歌剧
歌剧院、
尾文明
我最喜欢的游戏是《文明6》。
Chariot. Oh, 更好，那更好。Yeah.
右末坚固
这座城墙很坚固。
No.
证据
法庭需要更多的证据。
羊肉
中国人不常吃羊肉。
I get. It's
力
mutton.
反常
他昨天的表现很反常。
Or weird, or not normal. However you.
更好
往后的日子会更好。
问号
打个问号。
售价
请问这本书的售价是多少？
课程
这是一门很好的中文课程。
胜利
我们的胜利来得不容易。
It's good, better, all of them. Just gooder. Gooder.
也许
他也许病了。
总牙养
or foster or raise. They're all synonymous with each other. Okay. I think it's okay. Most of these are pretty much all of them are okay. It was very hard to juggle the two things that I was doing in the middle of it. Okay. Review today's stuff. We have a bit of stinkers today. They're kind of okay. Let's see what we have. Un. Law. Yeah. 欠将按拆屋编织有之 no 犹如幽默同润宝库暂停礼让礼让OK 让值this one can get lost at some times. Wait. That's not it. Fingers, finger, elbow, and mouth. Oh, title. Oh, I had the wrong tone. That's why it didn't make sense. Title. Zhuang Ji. Zhuangji album. That one might get lost too. Very cool. . Yo on. And what in the it was something like title title xiong, or no, stretched out, so ting xiong. Okay. All right. So we have Patrick Star chilling in the infirmary, healing up, like trying to recover from his illness. He wanted to create a basin for his starfishy needs. So he took a plate and chopped up some fins with a sword and placed it all around the basin to create like this aquatic basin, I suppose, around his bed. Do some cleaning, washing. Okay. Now we have Legolas, who's made his way to the bathroom of the bakery because there is a leak that's spraying water out from the walls because it's raining outside. Because it's raining outside, so he took a flag and patched it up with his elvish skills, or his patchwork skills. Legolas, not Link. Legolas. Okay, and then we have Kirby, who ran off to and hide out in the bathroom of the pawn shop, where the pawn shop owner pursued him, sending him a bunch of trying to ask him strongly to accept the bill that he owes for randomly breaking stuff. And we have James Bond, who's in front of the English Manor on a lawn. After a mission complete, he's trying to get a finger out of his cleats he was wearing. And he's trying to use a pen to try to get it out. Wait. How does that work? Jung cleats. He's struggling too, under the occasional English sun, I suppose. England sun light. Alright, and then we have Frodo, who has gone off to the bathroom of the pawn shop, where suddenly a wild Zorro shows up once again, sliding down the slide. That's a running joke now. And this time he's got a spray. He's got a spray from the pawn shop and just decided to, you know, non-specifically spray his tag everywhere. Maybe trying to frame Frodo, poor old Frodo. Alright, now we have Charlie Brown, who's in front of the high school. Unlucky Charlie Brown has been tasked to use his bare fingers to take apart hose and dropping them in the janitorial closet or something to be repurposed. Then we have Walter White, and I'm putting him in front of the bakery instead of house. We changed this already. So Walter White is in front of the bakery. And he's spraying down some dirty handles coated with some white stuff on the ground. It's flour, guys. It's flour. Because they're dirty, right? Just some dirty stuff. All right. And then I think we're okay with most of the characters. There's some really loose one. What was the one that takes a really long time and constant recurs? It's probably Juan. And then the word was Juan He. Was to slowly return the harmony. It was to ease. Oh, that took a while. There was one other. Eventually it was fine. And there was another. There was one that was like a pivot. Oh, campaigning. Campaigning was pass out tickets. Oh. La Piao. The heck was La Piao? What the La? Was it like fingers and elbow? Fingers, elbow, mouth? No, that doesn't look like La. Was it grab? Hold? Oh, it was stand. Yeah, that's kind of a suck. We know La Piao. Which Piao was it? It was. Oops. No, it's not rain. It's the. Yes. La Piao. For campaigning. I'm thinking more like handing out tickets. So handing out like soliciting instead of campaigning. I think it's still solicit for votes or solicit, which is like campaigning. Okay. Anyways, there you have it. That concludes our HanziHero today. And a little bit of a, reiteration at the end of Wanikani. I will be away for the next 5 to 6-ish days. Tomorrow I'm taking a day to prepare for travel for 4-day events. Talked about it a little bit today about Otakon, right? It's the thing that I do for a year. Once every year. I like working with no like technical obligations. I like just working whenever I'm away. I would be doing something like charity events or volunteering, maybe participating in a sporting event or something that's to help raise money by being a participant in it. Those are the things that I love to find some time to do. And if I find someone who likes to do that, right, in person or something, I would love to join up with them to do so. Those are the things that I obligate myself to do in order to meet people, see people outside, watch them, just trying my best to make their day brighter, right? I think volunteer work is pretty awesome for people who are privileged, and I think I'm fairly privileged, so I can try to do my best and acquire a lot of skills, right, while getting experience, but also in exchange, make those things happen on particular budgets, right? It is made possible things. Otakon has been around for last year was his 30th anniversary, right? It's been around because a lot of the people, they like doing it. They like organizing things. Well, maybe they like the overall experience of organizing things, and it's made possible. Those things are made possible by the generosity of a collective. And I often echo this, especially on content creation in general. Open generosity is what content creation is about, in my opinion. And it's only when that generosity is reciprocated by generosity, empathetic, right? Generosity is empathetic, in my opinion. That's when magic happens. You create bigger and, emergent interactions with other people. I think, though, the reality is the vast majority of interactions are particularly one-sided and non-empathetic, but you still have my sympathies for sharing. It profits me from understanding other people, for example, so I feel very privileged and grateful that occurs. But genuinely, the ones that I wait for are all the opportunities in which I can collaborate and exchange ideas and participate and initiate new experiences with other people, be it vicariously or asynchronously, doing things like sharing, what did you do today? Did you make anyone happy? Like help someone out, that kind of thing. It keeps me going. It's one of the brilliant parts of life. So for the next for the weekend, right, for the next 5 or 6 days, I will be either preparing, recuperating, or doing something away from my computer. So what I'm going to do, much like Wanikani, is I'm going to place both Wanikani and HanziHero on vacation mode. So it's as though that time was non-existing, right? And I chose to do this because at first, up to this point, like the last 3 months, I deliberated on whether I was going to just do the lessons and do the same stuff while I'm there. But looking at the schedule, it would be I would feel like it would be very difficult, not that it's impossible. However, it would also divide my attention. So I want to use every ounce of energy I have for the volunteer work at Otakon. So, and then that would also leave room to mix and mingle in case I bump into opportunistic encounters with other people that I know. So these are going to be basically paused the moment the stream goes off. We're going to be placing HanziHero and Wanikani on vacation. And then we'll be back and I'll probably start them about the same time to the next lesson, right? And that's how I'm gonna do it for the vacation stuff. I really thought I was gonna, yeah, we should do it, but I spend like 10 to 11 hours on my feet per day across those 4 days, and finding 3 to 4 hours for both the Hanzi and the Wanikani sessions. Again, not impossible, but also very inappropriate for myself in order to have enough wiggle room for opportunities. Like maybe one of the days people just wanted to go out and get a hamburger, you know, get a burger and some aioli fries or something. I'd be down for that, as opposed to trying to. It's my one time a year. My events have become shrunk down to 1 year, so I look forward to it. Got to put all my efforts into it. Anyways, just so you know, because following this, I'm gonna pretty much disappear for the longest period, and it's very noticeable, I think, for a lot of people, maybe. But anyways, I'll be away 6 days. So until then, right? That's a wrap for HanziHero today. If you're gonna watch this later, 谢谢. You're always welcome to follow along, pick up HanziHero, give it a try for yourself. Right, and I look forward to hearing anyone who is going to ask me what happened in the last week. This does happen when I come back, when someone says like, oh, hey, I noticed, I hope everything's all right. It's like, I hope everything is all right at your end as well. And I look forward to catching up with people, those who I've been speaking to on a regular basis, week, a month. You're always welcome to come on by, share what's been going on, you know, exchange some ideas, share some stories, make new experiences, right? Until then, for those who are only interested in HanziHero in Chinese, 大家下次见, right? 感谢观看. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Right. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Consider going out and joining, you know, participating in a hobby event sometime. All right. Take care. Bye now.